Hello everybody and welcome to our weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. We live stream our sessions Friday evenings. You can keep up with our adventures on YouTube as well as catch weekly recaps on roguewatson.com. I'm Chris, your Dungeon Master, and I'm joined by our awesome players. Eric playing Kazan, the half-elf Warlock Paladin. Hello Eric.
Hello.
Heather playing Brice, the Tiefling Sorcerer. Hello Heather.
Hello.
Reese playing Tim, the Warforged Cleric Fighter. Hello, Reese.
Hello.
Rochelle playing Corinne, the Blue Dragonborn Sorcerer. Hello, Rochelle.
Hello.
That was good. It barely cracked. And Raymond playing Halfred, the Halfling Ranger. Hello, Raymond. Is Raymond there? He's joining.
Raymond. Raymond is a figment of our imagination.
Yep. I heard his voice a little bit ago. I swear I did.
His fan's still spinning.
Yep. Oh, yeah, exactly. We use Roll20.net for our tabletop campaign and video chat, and I am recording it all using Open Broadcaster software. Previously on the Storm King's Thunder. With their stealthy infiltration of the Leaky Barrel Inn, the party was left with taking on the Weevil and his final bodyguards, though that proved a bit more difficult than they anticipated. By setting off the lightning trap to kill the hallway guard, they'd finally announced their presence. Halford shot a smoke arrow into the hallway along with a web, though neither proved to affect much in the already extremely cramped, noisy second-floor hallway of the inn. Aside from the Weevil himself, they had to deal with a tentacled Kraken priest, none too happy about the near destruction of the Kraken spawn, and two newcomers, an orc necromancer and a human bard. The party had the numbers and most of their spell power ready to wield, but the Weevil had a nasty trick up his sleeve. An orb he threw into the hallway as they came up the stairs. The mist it left behind was an anti-magic field, nullifying not only their magic, but also their magical items. It was a stymieing wrinkle as the party suddenly realized how much of their various powers derived from magic. Thankfully, there was a bit of friendly fire involved, as the field also dissipated the necromancer's newly summoned skeletons. Tim held his ground against the Kraken priest's fearful screams and dangerous touch, while Kazan charged into the southern room and shoved the bard into a corner, narrowly escaping the anti-magic field as he began laying into the necromancer. Corinne and Brice's followed suit, running further into the hallway to escape the magic-dampening field and turning their attention on their primary foe, the Weevil. He was a skilled rogue and very difficult to hit with both attacks and spells, using his evasion and uncanny dodge. He dealt a massive blow to Tim using his dagger of venom, partially due to Tim's vulnerability to piercing damage from his flux plate. The tides began to turn in their favor, however, and their foes began escaping, right out the windows. Halfred was the first to pursue, finding the necromancer enlarging a scorpion from a glass jar back at the inn lobby, firing a flashing arrow into his face. Kazan leapt down the single story and charged, killing the necromancer and reversing the scorpion spell. The others chased after the Weevil. Brice yearned to kill her hated Zentarum foe, unleashing a fireball in the middle of the room. She did attempt some care at taking a bit of the sting off of Halfred and Kazan's collateral damage. It was Tim who would finally kill him with his spectral leashes, eating out the man's eyeballs in the process. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
The bard was the last standing and in full flight mode. Kazan demanded her tambourine, which he destroyed and then let her go. They'd heard the closet door banging around a bit during their upstairs battle, and Brice ran up to find her captive mother, Leandra, bound and gagged, but otherwise in good spirits. She was more slightly annoyed than anything else, but grateful for the rescue. Leandra pointed out a special diadem that she had made for Brice that the Weevil had stolen, and they plucked it off his body along with his dagger. The diadem would change how her wild magic surges worked, making them more constant and giving her more control over them. Kazan pointed out the wanted poster from Mirabar that rewarded 5,000 gold for the Weevil's delivery, dead or alive. Leandra agreed to take a side trip to deliver the body for a cut of the profits. With their share... Oh, never mind. That was Kazan's point of view that I didn't cut out.
Just straight plagiarism from my reading.
I usually cut out all the,
no shame.
internal monologue of Kazan bits. Brice gave most of her money to her mother and told her to expand the family gambling business into Waterdeep. And Brice, you can have a point of inspiration. I figure thousands upon thousands of gold is worth that.
But Christopher didn't even realize I had.
Yep. They bid farewell to Leandra and proceeded to their next task. The looming threat of the Blue Dragon and the Broken Giant Ordning still threatened the land, and they had a one-way ticket to the heart of the matter, a conch of teleportation that would take them to the Storm Giant capital of Maelstrom. They gathered around the conch shell, and Halford blew into it, and they felt themselves transported hundreds of miles away to a place deep beneath the ocean waves.
Under the sea.
That's right. On a side note, Corinne, I fixed your character sheet with your gold. However, when I did that, it put 0 gold there. So, whatever gold, if you remember how much gold you had, you could put that in.
I don't 1 million.
Yeah, 1 million
DM just
gold.
gave you a blank check.
You know.
It seems like the plot for a really fun movie.
Yeah. You're going to buy a mansion.
Oh,
I have no idea how much I have.
I mean, a good guess would be what other people have. Let's see what other people have. That's not Brice's.
not me.
Because Brice hoards money like a motherfucker.
I sold a fucking diamond. I sold like a huge.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she had like number 2 wealth, I think.
That's
so.
right. You had a lot of money.
But sure, compared to my money, and I did not have much. I've had to buy armor twice, you motherfucker.
Hey,
Hey,
Brice,
I
how
paid
much
for
gold
your
do you have?
After everything, I'm down to 220 gold.
Well, before that, before you gave like your
wow.
mom all your
Before
money.
that,
Yeah.
I had over 2,000.
Jeez.
Let's you can split the difference, Corinne, and say somewhere in between like 1,000 and 2,000. Because you had a lot of money from selling that gem. You had at least 1,000 gold.
All right.
Chris, did you ever look up which potion was in my little globe thingy?
No, I didn't.
I don't remember. And I'd like to find an interesting way to use that.
Let's see. I can probably figure that out. Inside. Oh, yeah. There it is. I just went to my recaps and searched globe, and there it is. That is. Inside of the globe is a flask of bubble brew. I think that's why, because it was a weird potion that.
Oh my god, it's the Willy Wonka.
It's the Willy Wonka potion, yeah! You drink it and you float for the next 10 minutes. Slowly, at a rate of 10 feet per minute. To a maximum height of 100 feet. You have to anchor yourself to not float. And someone else can anchor you.
What is the point of that?
Oh, I will find a reason to use that.
I mean, if you could convince an enemy to drink it, maybe they would just
That
float
would be
away.
funny.
I mean,
Well, I do have a bottle of fine wine, so for the sake of hilarity, I'm gonna pour the wine out and put the potion in there.
Okay.
Wait, shouldn't you mix it with the wine?
Well, I'm gonna pour like half of the wine out.
you could pour enough wine to get the entirety of the potion in there.
Yeah.
Okay, now you have a potion of bubble brew disguised as wine.
Mm-hmm.
Probably some nasty tasting wine, but still.
Hey, all you gotta do is take a sip.
All you gotta do is pass that persuasion check, and they'll drink it.
All right, so with
Raymond said he's going to join in a bit. I don't know what he's doing.
okay. Yeah, so if you guys remember, as you blew into that horn, you briefly felt yourself being transported. And you received images as you were flying through time and... Not time. Flying through space. Thousands of miles away and deep under the ocean to what looked like a huge reef under the ocean. On this reef, you see 4 spires positioned in a circle around each other. And around these spires, in the middle of these spires, is a swirling whirlpool of water that seems to be swirling downward. Around this whirlpool are a variety of crashed, sunken ships. And you get a brief image of a figure walking through the ship graveyard under the water. That certainly appears to be a giant. And with that image out of your head, you blink briefly and your eyes begin to adjust. Your ears pop violently as if you feel like you've just adapted to a very different pressure than you were in just a moment ago. As your eyes adjust, you see walls around you that appear to be coral, like coral reef walls that are slick with water. Covering these walls are sort of bioluminescent lichen, and along... I'll take you over there. That bathe the room in a dim purplish light, and mounted on the walls over here is a sconce with an orb, a blue orb that seems to be filled with water, and also some sort of bioluminescent small fish inside of this globe, and it also is emitting enough light to see in the room.
Hello, fish. Nobody in this room?
It is completely empty, yes.
Where are we?
Man.
We can breathe, right?
You can breathe.
Right side of the
You
map.
are in air.
Upper right.
I see.
Yeah,
We're just
upper right.
under the ocean.
You are, yeah, you feel your ears pop as if you lost a lot of, or there's a lot of pressure down here, and you can kind of feel it. You feel like you are in a pressurized environment.
Who's claustrophobic?
That's 6. I have a really bad feeling I'm not going to be very useful down here.
So they don't exactly have a welcome mat.
Totally want to check this globe thingy out. Is it like the Men in Black where you stick your finger in and the little aliens all start screaming because you're like sending shockwaves and killing them all?
It appears to be what you can see, Brice, and this is kind of high off the ground. It's probably about 20 feet off the ground. But you can look into it, and it looks like it's a globe full of like tadpoles of some sort. But the tadpoles themselves are glowing a sort of bluish light. And the globe sort of seems to act like almost like a torch. But it's a natural bioluminescence from the torch. Or from the globe, I mean.
Nifty.
You can all kind of, in addition to the, you poke it. You poke it, and it's like tapping on, the side of like an aquarium. The little tadpole things just sort of move away from where you tapped, and a moment later they come back to swimming around.
Poke it again.
They become increasingly agitated.
Start banging against the glass and cracking it.
Don't think you're supposed to do that at aquariums.
Yeah, I don't like that.
There's no supervisors here.
Out.
You can all hear like around you like the dripping of water and the sloshing of water, but you also can kind of hear like through the walls like a far deeper liquid sound, like water whooshing against the walls of the place you're in.
So maybe don't put a crack in the walls or anything.
What is this big thing of water here?
Okay. Just a second.
I immediately jump in.
Okay, Tim.
Roll all the things.
Yeah, your explosions rocket out of the water.
What?
Tim, as you approach the water, it's basically just a large pool of water, resting on the surface of this sort of coral walkway that you're on. As you approach it, you hear to your west, coming from a set of stairs that lead upward, you hear music. It sounds like it's kind of distant from where you're at, but it sounds like a pipe organ, and you hear a female voice singing to that pipe organ. The actual water that you're approaching seems to be It looks to you to just be a large pond, but Tim, you can look down into this very clear water. And
he said he was jumping in.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you're already in.
It's 1 feet deep. Your neck is broken.
You jump head first.
Tim, you can breathe underwater, right?
This is relevant information.
I don't have to breathe at all.
You don't breathe at all, right? That's what I meant. Tim, you have fucking metal armor on too. So you jump in this water and you sink like a fucking, cement booted mobster.
Hi, Tim.
See ya.
Oh no.
Hope there's nothing down here that can stab me.
Damn.
There is now.
Tim, as you're sinking, you see the walls of this looks like a passage going 40 feet down, which you just sort of you descend the entire 40 feet fairly quickly.
It's deeper than 1 foot.
40 feet deep.
And you descend to the bottom fairly quickly, but you don't take any damage from the fall because you are sort of still, despite being heavy and dropping, you're still just sort of in water.
I mean, it would be bludgeoning damage anyway. So.
That's true. Tim cares not.
Do your worst, gravity.
And Tim, as you hit the bottom of the water, Tim, as you are descending in this water, you immediately feel a pain all around you, and the pain is water pressure. It appears that you are deep enough that the water pressure where you're at is intense.
See, now you want my bottle of fine wine with the bubble put out, don't you?
Use that exact potion. Oh god, the foreshadowing. I'm immediately gonna start fishing on a rope. Do I have a rope? I have a 50-foot hempen rope.
Tim, you take 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
From the time.
There's somewhere I can tie this rope to.
For the time it takes that bludgeoning damage happens from the time it takes you to jump in the water to land the 40 feet down. It doesn't feel like you're gonna take this damage just constantly. It's sort of gonna be an intermittent thing.
Tim cares not.
Tim cares not. His form is impervious to this water pressure. But it is a thing that's happening to you.
Okay. I'm gonna
wait. So he's being crushed, but he's not feeling any damage.
He's not taking any damage at all, just because he is immune to bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk around and see what I can see.
Okay.
Explore a little bit, some might say.
Yeah. Tim, you don't see anything in the bottom of this pool.
This was a waste of time.
They can barely. The water is very clear, but it's 40 feet down. They can barely see you down there. Tim, to the southwest, you see a passage. It is a passage about 30 feet wide and 30 feet high, leading to the southwest.
We didn't get this far without splitting the parties.
Oh man, this is so tempting, guys.
This is the worst idea. First thing we do is Tim jumps down 40 feet down water and goes in a secret passage. We never see him again.
I mean, I'm not going with him. I need to breathe.
No, most of us have to breathe, and we take fucking water pressure crushing damage.
Oh, well, if you don't care about the water pressure, I got a couple glowing vials that will force you to breathe water.
Force you to breathe water.
Yeah.
I'm so tempted to go down there with Tim.
Oh my god.
mean, it's great down here. I'm not taking any damage.
How often do you feel that crushing damage exactly?
What crushing damage? I feel a gentle hug.
Alright, well, Kazan is finding somewhere to tie a rope off of and throwing it there, because for all he knows, Tim is just down there dying.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check out the statue over here.
All right.
Assuming I can find a place for this
Tell me
rope,
about that.
I'm throwing the other end.
I'm debating about polymorphing myself into a shark.
Oh shit, that'd be cool.
Good.
Kazan, you see that there are rock outcroppings where the stairs are built into the coral, and
Okay.
you could probably tie a rope at those points.
I will do that.
Do it, and I can ride on top of you and swim through the passageway and make our own adventure.
I mean,
I'm gonna do it.
get this far without splitting the party.
I am going to polymorph myself into a shark.
In each episode, the shark tries to eat Tim, but it can't. It's like, oh, shark.
Oh, shark.
It's gonna be like a
Brice.
great white shark, so it is big enough that Tim can.
You
Like
can fit inside of your mouth?
that too.
Wait, what's the best shark you can turn into?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Because
What-
This is important.
I mean, there.
Google, what is the best shark I can turn into?
I'm gonna Google are sharks impressive in D&D.
What's the best shark you can turn into?
How much
Just
shark
without
can
any
I
context. There is such a thing in this world as a giant shark.
That's what I was thinking. I don't
It-
think it gets better than that.
It is a CR5
different-
creature
Yeah.
with 13 armor and 126 hit points. That's not bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Like
good.
that.
Pretty good.
Megalodon.
I transform into the megalodon.
It says it's a 30-foot long shark.
That'll do.
It is a fucking like little submarine. That's a boat size.
That'll do.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Isn't that
Utterly
really white?
fearless, it preys on anything that crosses its path, including whales and ships.
Wait, what kind of ship is a 30-foot shark eating?
That's smaller ship.
Yeah, a smallish ship.
A canoe?
Yes.
I will just dangle my feet in the water, and you go, okay, and just go blink and become a mega shark.
But you misjudge it and are just flopping on the beach.
Shark needs your help.
The last 10 feet just has to awkwardly like shimmy.
That was totally worth a 4th level spell.
All right, Brice, you are a shark.
Shark.
I don't know. I forgot how to do this, token-wise. Because if I say that it represents you, then it no
could-
longer has yet.
Can you copy the character sheet? Duplicate it?
Well, why
Yeah,
don't
I
you
can do
just-
that. I can do that.
And then
Yeah,
name
yeah,
it
yeah.
like Brice's shark or something.
Yeah, I'll do that. Tim, from where you are at the bottom of this pond,
A fucking megalodon appears from overhead.
a giant shark leaps into the water.
This is a terrible mistake.
Oh my god, this pool is full of sharks.
My companions must have been eaten already.
Yeah, it's all over for all of us. I'm going
I'm
home.
totally coming down, like teeth bared, mouth wide open, like I'm gonna eat him, and then
I,
I
for one,
stop.
welcome our new shark overlords.
Brice, is that you?
You see the shark go, oh.
The giant shark has no languages, by the way.
Yeah, gurgle, gurgle.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You have 60 feet of blind sight.
Good thing
Sweet.
Tim speaks the language of love.
You're-
What is the love between a robot and a giant shark?
The holiest of loves.
Giant shark has a charisma of 5. Where do they get that number? It's slightly better than a giant toad, but not as good as a giant vulture.
What?
Who has
A
a giant vulture has a 7 charisma.
I mean, giant vultures, you know, they're a little sexy, right?
A little bit.
Am I the only one?
Alright, I attempt to grab a fin and point forward towards the passageway.
All right.
Can
Brice
I please ride on your back?
Yes, yes, you can.
Alright, I don't
She
have
probably can't even feel you at this point.
No.
It's 30 feet long.
I don't have
He
a
grabs
cowboy
the
hat.
fin, but I just like bounce him up and then let him ride right on the top.
This token is only, what, 15 by 15?
but I do have something I called a Russian winter hat. So as I'm on the back, I'm just holding on with one hand, and then the other hand I'm holding up,
Yeah,
waving the hat.
there you go. All right, Brice's under the players section of the journal, there is now Brice's the shark. So you should be
Brice's the shark.
You should be able to open that, and you should have control of that token now too.
Yeah, I do. Brice's the shark.
Do you roll for hit points or you take the average?
You can roll if you want, Brice's. I don't remember how that works with polymorph.
I don't remember either. You may hit the polymorph button.
Yeah, hit the polymorph button.
I always had you guys roll for hit points, but
That's you. This is Christopher. So shush.
Yep.
The new form.
I'm asking.
Hit points. I'll go ahead and have you roll it. It's
Okay.
11d12 plus 55.
Oh Jesus. Let's roll 11d12 plus 55.
67 hit
Oops,
points.
I did not type that right.
The weakest giant shark you've ever seen. That is so close to average.
Slightly above average.
Rolled a couple 11s and a couple 1s. Oh yeah. A shark has advantage on any creature that doesn't have all its hit points due to blood frenzy.
Yes.
Brice, you also cannot communicate this to anyone, but you feel as though a giant shark is adapted to the high pressure of a deep water environment and thus would not take water pressure damage.
I still want to ask that question immediately.
There's not a spot here for me to put hit points, so I'm just gonna put it somewhere.
I can
Put it on the token, maybe.
I'm changing the token right now. There you go. Yeah, the NPC token.
I
is
I like to think that Kazan did all this work for the rope, toss it in there, just as this giant shark comes through, just pops in there, and Kazan's like,
I'll save you, Tim. Oh god.
Guys? Literally just left holding the rope.
Corinne, meanwhile, you've walked down this hallway. At the end of the
Wait. If the shark puts everyone in its mouth
No.
and goes in the water,
This is
is that
terrible.
like a fly in a car scenario? It's its own atmosphere. They wouldn't get crushed.
Its own atmosphere.
I think not only is that untrue, I think also a shark's gullet is full of water, and thus they would still be drowning.
Also being digested.
Yeah, also being digested.
Just in the mouth. Not
But
the
we
gullet.
wouldn't take the crushing damage.
Just the acid damage.
Yeah.
It's just that constant acid damage.
And then the shark would nick one of you and go into a blood frenzy and chew you all to pieces. Corinne, down the hallway you walked, you see a statue of what appears to be a giant with a long beard, and he's wielding a trident. It looks like a very old statue. To the south of you, you see two doors. You do take note, though, that you've seen lots of giants in your time now. These doors do not look big enough for giants. The doors seem to only be about 10 feet wide, and a giant would probably not be able to fit through them.
Why the fuck would there be... Are we in the right place?
Is this a different underwater?
Why would a giant have rooms that they cannot themselves fit in?
Okay, I'm
It's
out.
lava, not stone.
Okay. Bryce says, you're able to just reach up, turn the handle, and push this stone door inward.
Corinne.
Corinne.
Wow, I haven't done that in a while.
I haven't.
You haven't. Good for you.
Yeah, that's not, yeah.
Brice is currently a shark. She's not turning squat.
Yeah. Corinne, you see a room that looks like a large quarter room with beds laid out along the edges of a room. And it generally looks to be furnished for medium and small creatures, just creatures who are sort of your size. There are some beds that are slightly bigger, some that are slightly smaller, but they're comfortable beds, a circular rug. There's a barrel of drinking water, an empty dresser, and an empty wardrobe set up in this room. It looks to you like a hotel room.
Wow.
Oh, Chris, I hate to ask this, but does that new diadem thing go off since I did polymorph?
Sure does. This is your responsibility, but it does go off every time. So
They have guest rooms for the people that come on the teleporter, I guess.
We're good.
It's a 1, right? I think it's a 1. Yeah. All right. Tim and Brice is the shark.
Blub, blub, blub.
You two are currently at the bottom of this 40 feet deep pool, and you do see that passage that is about 30 feet wide and 30 feet high that leads to the southwest.
I mean, let's take it.
Heck yeah. Come on, Cowboy Tim.
You all... you ride towards that... down that passage. And as you get near the end of it, you see ahead of you...
Even bigger shark.
Treasure room, treasure room, treasure room.
a barnacle-covered portcullis
Ugh.
bars the way.
Oh. Ramming speed.
Yeah. There's a barnacle-covered. It looks like almost like an iron grate. The holes between the bars of this portcullis are about 10 feet wide. So, Tim, you suspect that you could probably squeeze between them. The shark you're riding could not.
What kind of passageway is this?
It's just a big. What do you mean? Yeah, I kind of figured you were going there.
Launch me, shark.
Oh God.
The gate is iron, but is coral considered?
Is coral not stone?
I don't know how the blasting hammer.
It's like fossilized bones, isn't it?
I mean, coral.
Calcium deposits?
Yeah, it's like the.
They're like organisms, aren't they?
Yes, they're like the shells of the polyps inside.
Mm. I would rule that blasting hammer would recognize it as ground, though. Now, you probably don't want to be riding your shark when you do this.
Oh no!
Launch me.
Tim and the shark have like this great combination factor going where I see him pull out the hammer. It's like one of those like buck him up and then hit him with the tails so that way he heads that way. So he does like superhero landing with the blasting hammer.
Okay.
So yes, the coral contains calcium carbonate, which is a common substance found in rocks.
All right, there you go. It's close enough to rocks.
Dude, dropping that knowledge.
Yep.
Tim's eyes just go slack as he like recites this information from the plastic
Calcium carbonate.
See, technically Chasm was correct. It is coral, not stone.
Yep.
Yeah, I said that without a slack look in my eye.
All right, Tim, you launch forward. You hit the coral around the this portcullis, and coral shatters everywhere. Those of you in the room see just ripples of water come up from this pond in the room you're in.
The shark ate Tim.
It's all
So
over.
the shark farted. just one little bloop. And I'm like,
Or is this like a massive explosion?
Yeah.
Everything's dead.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Shark can't say anything, but you just hear blub 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 blub. blub.
The portcullis, which was attached to that coral, you watch it slowly fall forward in the water. And you are able to swim past it. And your hammer will be reloaded should you wish to use it again, Tim.
Don't worry. Thanks to Halfred, I have plenty.
All right, you two ride through the portcullis, and it's basically a gateway. And as you pass through that gateway, you see just a massive expanse of water. You see the ocean floor about you is strewn with bits of ships. I'll take you in there. Bits of ships and wood and just detritus all over. In the middle of this area is a huge iron gate that leads down into just black depths. The water.
Ready blasting hammer.
God.
The water around
awaken some kind of ancient sea devil.
The water around this area is in a slow whirling pattern. You can feel it, but it's not really dragging you or anything. But you can feel that the water here is just sort of swirling and moving down into this grate. And
there's a freaking blue whale.
And in this entire area, you see just ocean life everywhere. You
and
see
a giant seahorse.
You see a whale. There's a school of dolphin to your left. There are a couple of small, look like reef sharks just combing the bottom.
Your god now, reef sharks.
Combing the bottom of this area.
Yeah, you're way bigger than those reef sharks.
Yeah. And yes, a giant seahorse is slowly floating on the opposite end of this room.
Hear me, sea creatures. I am here to free you from the bonds of water. Follow me to land.
Shark can't talk, but you can feel it laughing.
What are the rest of you doing right now?
I want to open this door.
Okay.
For another hotel room.
You open that door. And it sure is. It appears to be another hotel room. With guest beds and empty drawers and a bucket of water, fresh water in the corner.
Seawater?
Well,
fresh water.
If we need to rest in here, we found our spot.
Are the rest of you guys just... Once again?
What kind of giant did you say the statue was at the end of the hallway?
Trin, roll a history check for me. Corinne, you're not positive, but from the stories you've heard, especially on being on this trip, of what storm giants look like, you suspect that that is a statue of a storm giant. It is tall, has bluish skin, bluish gray, and a long beard, and is wielding a trident.
There's another one to the north up here at the end of this hallway. I can see.
Would I check that one out? Whoops.
So you said that we can hear music and a woman singing from up the stairs?
Yes, you can hear what sounds like some sort of like pipe organ music and a female voice singing at the top of these stairs right now.
Can I recognize the language and the words or anything?
Roll a perception check for me, please.
Perception. All right.
You very distinctly hear... Yeah, it's a critical roll. You hear a song being sung in Giant. It is a female giant's voice singing this song. Based on the... Well, I don't know. You don't know what a storm giant's accent sounds like, but you can tell that it is a storm giant woman. It sounds like a young-ish woman's voice. And she is singing along to this organ percussive type music that is coming from the top of these stairs. It seems to be some sort of traditional song. You pick out words here and there about some ancient storm giant battle.
There's no other voices or any other?
Not that you can hear currently. Tim and the shark.
Sounds like a really bad reality TV show.
Yep. You also see in this room 4 other portcullises at various points.
One more portcullis than the last.
At various places around this room. The ocean life that you see seems to be generally ignoring you. I forgot to tell you, the shark nearest the portcullis is dead. You suspect the shockwave of your blasting hammer did that poor creature in. As the shark moves out, the school of dolphins immediately begin hastily swimming away and upwards, away from you.
I like to pick up the dead shark and swim it towards the middle and try to throw it in the middle.
Okay. The dolphins swim away.
Can they hear me at all?
No.
Understand me?
Well, you could try to speak, but it'd be like yelling underwater. It probably wouldn't work very well. Yeah. And Tim doesn't even have... If he doesn't need to breathe, then he probably doesn't expel a lot of air when he's talking either, so it's even less...
Now, what would it be?
Yeah. Like a speaker underwater?
D&D speaker.
Yep.
Sweet dragons on the side.
Brice, as you put that smaller shark in your mouth and swim towards the center, you feel the whirlpool getting stronger in the middle. And as you let go of it near the center, you watch that small shark's body just swirl downward and is lost in the grate. And it's gone. It's not having too much of an effect on you. You can feel the current, but being a shark, you're able to easily swim against the current.
Can we get closer to that seahorse?
Sure can.
Brice?
Damn, Skippy.
Let's go. But swim in a non-threatening manner.
She's a fucking 30-foot shark.
Megalon doesn't mean to eat you. As you two swim closer to the seahorse seems to not really notice you or pay much attention to you. It's just sort of bobbing up and down slowly. As you get closer, you see that it is very much a giant seahorse. It's about 10 feet tall.
I hold out a ration.
Okay. Roll an animal handling check with disadvantage.
Soggy sandwiches.
With disadvantage, because
I'm
you
like
are
waving
on
one flipper. I'm like, hi.
You are on the back of a giant shark that is traditionally a predator to such creatures.
Critical success.
13. All right, hold on.
It's not bad.
That's not bad. The seahorse bobs a little bit, and I mean, it's a seahorse. You can't really tell what it's thinking or what it's feeling. But it bobs to the side.
Should have fallen asleep during the seahorse class in school.
It bobs to the side of the shark, so it's not like directly in your line of vision, Brice's. And then it slowly begins to approach you, Tim, to put its pucker mouth out and suck up the soggy ration that you were holding in your hand.
You could just imagine the shark is very much like Bruce from Finding Nemo, so it's like all teeth. It's trying to be friendly. But
I
no
try
one's.
to pet the seahorse.
As the seahorse is eating the ration out of your hand, you are able to touch it and it doesn't react. But as soon as you're done eating it, or as soon as it's done eating, roll another animal handling check with disadvantage, please.
No.
That's exactly where I wanted this session to go.
Tim, going to the underwater petting zoo.
Yes.
Tim, the seahorse lets you pet it while you're feeding it, and as soon as the food is gone, it just slowly bobs away.
First contact was a success.
Now what?
I don't know. Now you set up an embassy, I think.
Corinne, you have gone south into a room that has another much smaller pond. This water, as soon as you come into this room, you begin sweating. It is hot and it is humid in this room. This water is thick and bubbling. And
Ooh, they have a sauna.
you can feel heat sort of coming off of it. Will you roll a nature check for me as you look about the room? Corinne, you don't think this is a sauna. You think this is a geyser. You see the bubbles coming up from it. And you've seen such things before in the north. The mountains of the north. And this definitely looks like something that will eventually erupt in some way.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm probably not gonna touch that.
It is very hot. If you get your hand like near it, the water is scalding.
Wow.
Okay then.
Do you want to turn on invisibility and check out the upstairs? Because there's a giant woman singing up there.
Sure. See that. Just north this way. Right?
It's up the stairs right
Up the
here.
stairs,
Oh,
yeah.
the stairs.
These are giant-sized spiral stairs.
Brice, if I put you in the GM layer, that doesn't get rid of your shark vision, right?
No.
Okay, good.
And while Corinne's doing that, I'll check out the north end.
Okay. Corinne, you cast invisibility on yourself and begin heading up the stairs. Going to have to. All right, Corinne, would you scroll directly to the right? Or not all the way to the right, but close to all the way to the right. Right-ish. Let me know if you can find your character. It's another big map. You're muted. You're muted. I can't.
Sorry.
It's your time.
I see my character in the same spot still.
Yes. These are the stairs coming up.
Okay.
You are on a different map right now.
Okay.
The stairs that you're on you're still ascending them. They're spiraling up. So the stairs going up now are still going up.
I see. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. There's a lot happening here.
I thought there would be.
Corinne, you see a musical performance is happening. Let me pull up that. Music fills this hall when you advance up the stairs. The room is split into two levels. A 15-foot high raised ledge hugged the walls to the north and east and gently slopes down to a lower section. The acoustics in here are excellent. It's an odd detail.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Good.
Barnacle-covered pillars of hewn rock rise to meet the vaulted ceiling, and a huge crystal window allows in light that casts beautiful patterns on the walls. Under the crystal window is a hulking crab. It is a giant-sized crab. It has colored nodules and hollow flutes of beautiful coral growing out of its shell. Standing next to that hulking crab are two storm giant women. One of them is standing next to the crab, and she is singing to what appears to be an audience sat down in the lower section. They're all sitting on these giant, the giant shells. that look to be seats for these giants. And it looks to be a musical performance. The other giant is playing the crab. She has mallets, and as she's hitting the nodules and pipes on this crab, the crab is emitting sounds out of those nodules that sound like a pipe organ. I will go ahead and show you all the handout. This is what you see. So the Storm Giant woman is sort of a blue-hued Storm Giant woman wearing a very fancy dress and a hat made out of a large shell. The other Storm Giant woman in the back is more white in complexion with white hair, and you can see her with the mallet back there as she plays the crab.
Giants are so cultured.
Ah.
And so everyone else in the audience, they're just like super into this performance.
Yes.
On that.
You look around the room at the audience, and you see on either side of this room, you see two storm giants that are standing at attention as if they are guards. They're standing at the entrances to two other passageways that lead out of this amphitheater room. And the audience members seem to be four other giants. As you look at them, you recognize each of these giants as one of the giant races that you have fought previously. You see a cloud giant, a stone giant, a frost giant, and a fire giant. They are currently none of them are looking even in your direction, even with your invisibility. They're all just seated on these shells, watching this musical performance going on. Meanwhile, Kazan.
Halftime show at a UN meeting.
You've headed north, Kazan, and you see another statue of a giant woman. Kazan, this statue looks vaguely familiar to you. You think you've seen this statue before. You can roll a history check with advantage. 17. You remember this statue from the Eye of the Allfather. This is a giant goddess that represents sort of the home and hearth of the storm giant, or of giant kind in general. This was the giant statue where the giant flailing ooze popped out of and attacked you all.
Kazan does not trust the statue.
To your left, this is a much smaller version of that statue, though. The statue in the Eye of the Allfather was ginormous. This one's just regular giant. To your left and right, you see two stone barnacle-covered doors that are sized for giants. They are giant doors. And as such, the handles for them are about 20 feet off the ground.
Alright, judging by the fact that this is the hearth giant and these doors are giant sized, I'm assuming these are the hotel rooms for giants that come through the portal.
Roll an investigation check, Kazan.
Why are you making me do all these int checks, man? My intelligence sucks. And yet,
you're pretty sure you're right. It seems logical to you, putting two and two together, that this whole area that you're in is sort of a welcoming center.
it's like lobby, yeah. Kazan's left alone for so long, his brain's starting to work. He needs something to hit. Alright.
All right. Tim and Brice. What you guys doing? You see four other portcullises, and then you see the way back, and then you see a bunch of ocean life around you.
So are you guys outside the dungeon at this point, or what's going on?
It seems like we're just in a giant room of the dungeon.
Yeah. So, can I slim Tim closer to one of the portcullises to see if there's anything good that we'd try to want to break into for?
Yeah. Which one are you trying to swim to?
Probably just whichever one's closest.
Okay. The northern one is the closest.
Okay.
You swim in. Tim, you suspect you could, once again, Tim, you think you could just squeeze between these bars with a very low acrobatics check.
Have you seen if you
crabs?
Have you seen if you can open this before having to explode them?
Yeah. Are those crabs real or just decorative?
You don't know. They are they are standing completely still. They look like crabs to you as you investigate them, or as you sort of pick out the shapes among the rocks of the coral. But the coral in this room that you're looking into is blue, and so are the crab shapes that are on top of the coral, and they're not moving at all. So you can't really tell if it is or not, but you can roll a nature check. Tim, you are fairly certain that these are in fact live crabs laying in wait.
Oh, no.
Oh wow!
I was gonna shoot one with an arrow. Lying in wait.
Yeah. Or lying completely still. For what reason?
Classic crabs.
So, this portcullis. How big is this portcullis?
The bars are about 10 feet between each bar, but the bars are pretty thick themselves. You look at the gaps.
Would the crab fit through there?
No.
If it was open?
You're almost positive that a crab would not fit through there. These crabs look
Even
very
if there's
large.
no portcullis.
No, without a portcullis, you're pretty sure a crab could come through.
Alright, I step through.
The shark will just nudge its face real close.
Okay, Tim, two things happen as you step through the portcullis. One, make
exactly what your DM to say.
Make an acrobatics check for me, please.
Okay.
Nice.
You easily just sort of suck in your robo-gut and squeeze between these bars. Roll a perception check for me, Tim. Although your passive perception is also very good. So
Yeah, if it's not
Yeah.
great, it's automatic on 18.
Okay, 18. Tim, you see scattered about this chamber, and based on your nature check earlier, you're fairly certain that this is some sort of like hoarding room for these crabs. Like they've brought things from the crashed ships outside into the room.
How do they get into the room?
You don't know.
Don't care for that. What kind of things?
You see a number of items. You see lots of gold scattered around the floor. You see an electrum goblet laying there. You see a sword that is etched with flames along its edge.
You did find a fucking treasure room.
You see a shining scale mail suit of armor. You see
Lord.
a belt, a large buckled belt with the face of a dwarf carved into the front of the belt. And you see a cloak floating on a chunk of coral, and the cloak looks like it is been fashioned out of some shiny black leathery material.
Oh my god.
Take all the things.
As you enter this room, however, both the crabs immediately animate.
I didn't move forward.
Well,
DM.
you went in the room by getting through the bars.
Okay.
Both of these large crabs animate, and their large pincers clap at you, and they begin advancing. Everybody who wants to, roll advantage.
Who wants to?
Not everyone's, like, even knows what's going on here.
Why did I suddenly slow down to turn?
Something must be happening elsewhere. I sense it.
Okay. This is like that. It's like a game show at this point. I'm just trying to grab it before the giant crab kills
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
It sounds like you found the fucking treasure room of the whole dungeon, though. Holy crap. Which I believe is exactly how we played the last dungeon.
All right, Brice's, you should probably roll initiative too. I don't know if you're going to be actually going to end up involved in this, but just in case.
Ooh, you should get a rope. I'll tie it around my waist. You grab the other side and just do like a yo-yo.
What?
Just pull them out into places and out of places. All right, you there, Brice's? You look... She might be frozen for me.
Don't look like it.
Yeah, she hasn't moved in a while. She's like half off the screen. And...
Oh, she just texted me and said she'll be right back.
Oh,
Her
okay.
computer freaked out.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yep. What are the doggies? Go outside. Oh, great.
Okay, Tim. It is your turn.
How far away are these objects?
Let's see. What all do you have? What all do you see? The sword is right between the two creatures, like in this area.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put a couple like actual markers. Nope, that's a bad color. All right, those are the objects. Yeah. The one between the two crabs is the sword. The one to your left is the scale mail. The one to your right is the belt. To the top right is the cloak, and to the top left is a goblet surrounded by a bunch of gold pieces.
Okay.
Try this again.
There you go. I rolled initiative for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Will you ping the map so it'll take me
Oh,
there?
yeah.
I'm back now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the heck happened. Everything just shut down. It's like, it's okay, computer. I didn't actually want to do anything.
Alright, I'm gonna go right here and use blasting hammer.
Okay. Is the other crab within? No, right?
Well, I mean, it should be
What is the range?
15.
15. No, not quite.
Alright, fine, I'll get right here.
Nope. That one's not 15. There you go. Wow. Okay, I'll say that is. Yeah, that's close enough. It's touching at least. Okay. Both the crabs just take the full force of that hammer as you pound it into the ground, and coral goes flying everywhere.
And can I grab that object as a reaction?
You sure can. That is the sword that you just grabbed.
Okay, and I'll reload blasting hammer. Um,
I'm gonna review real quick. So.
how much does it look like the crabs took any damage?
It does. It looks like they took a chunk of damage there. You saw the chunks of coral smash into their shells and sort of knock them about a bit.
All right, I'll use action surge. And try the same thing.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
That's funny. All right, Tim.
Yes.
On your second blasting hammer attack, the one to your left takes the full force, and you just see chunks of coral pepper this thing like fucking shrapnel. And you see bits of, like, I don't know, white crab guts. I don't know what crabs' insides look like. Float in the water.
Delicious.
And the second one, half damage, still kills it. You watch the force concussion of the wave destroy it. And both of these crabs
I loot their corpses.
are dead. All right. Well, you handled that, didn't you?
I did. Thanks. I'm gonna grab everything else in
crab.
this room.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will let you. Yeah, I'll end combat on that. You can just freeform.
Get back through there.
Yep.
And tell Brice, I don't care what else is in here. Let's get the hell out.
I couldn't see any of that stuff in there. So.
I need to find a save point for our loot.
Quick save.
This is
See,
the best. This is
Brice
the
is
best
start
possible
giving the
outcome.
eyeballs like, did you get something good for me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Some chum. Tell her some chum.
Yeah. I'll bring her some crab meat.
There's
Yeah.
crab meat.
Sharks love crab meat.
Freshly blasted.
All right. As you two begin to swim back, Kazan, are you just waiting right now? You're just standing by the pool.
Just twiddling his thumbs out of the pool. I really hope they come back.
I've got multiple people off doing things now.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Okay. You're just like, I hope all my friends are alive.
Actually, let's go see what's in the other rooms.
Hell yeah.
Corinne,
I'm greedy.
you are now standing in the midst of this performance that is going on down here.
So I would like to know if there's anything interesting about this pool
Sure.
in the middle.
Just a second. You walk up to that pool. Oh, okay. The pool is it appears to you to be like a clear well of water. It doesn't look like the ocean water, that's the bluish hue of the ocean water that you've been seeing in other places around here. This looks like clear water. You see, in fact, around this pool, you see a ladle and some giant-sized cups set about. It makes you think it's probably some sort of drinking well or a source of water. Roll a perception check for me, please. You look down into this well of water, and you do see, however, despite the fact this is a freshwater pool, you do see some more coral down at the bottom of this pool, this well, about 20 feet down. No, I'm sorry, about 30 feet down. You see what looks to be a sculpture of some sort. And you see something wedged in the fingers of this sculpture of a giant down at the bottom of this well. You can't really tell what the object in its grip is, but it does appear to be wedged in the hand of it.
Okay.
Around you, the performance is still going on. The giants, the two storm giant women up at the front, are still singing and playing the crab. You look around at the audience members, and you note that they don't look entirely enthused about the performance. The stone giant that you're standing very close to looks sort of passive and like just kind of accepting, like he's not really, almost like he's not listening. The frost giant to the south of you looks decidedly annoyed. He does not look like he's enjoying the show at all. And you can't really see what the front two giants.
Okay. I think I'm going to head back downstairs at this point. I want to know what's up the other set of stairs, but I'm too chicken to go do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back downstairs.
Okay. You get lost in this place and never see your friends again. Okay. I will take you back.
Sounds like that's the main path from our starting room.
That was what?
That's the main path to go from our starting room, because all the other doors, I think, were just like little guest rooms. Aside from the underwater tunnel passage that Tim and Brice's took. I suppose we could just wait till this concert ends.
Yeah, so guys, there's like a lot of giants up there. It's like 8 giants up there.
That's a lot of giants. Why would they have a... Did the ones in the audience look like important, like diplomats or something?
Corinne, you did notice that they were dressed pretty nice. The cloud giant was sort of wearing this very gaudy silk suit looking outfit. The fire giant you saw, though you didn't see her face directly, she was wearing this really impressive spiked suit of armor, and she was holding 2 large shields in front of her. She looked like she was ready for combat, but she was sort of also just sitting there watching the performance. The stone giant was dressed like you've seen every other stone giant dressed, in just a very simple leather loincloth and whatever you call it, like the Greek toga looking outfit.
But like a dressy toga.
A dressy toga.
So, okay. So they're probably doing some kind of ceremony ritual thing, welcoming other giants from other tribes, I guess. What were we expecting to find? We had to rescue a princess?
Yes. You were told that basically that the princess needs your help, that she's in danger, and that you need to find her. This is what you're told by the
ghost thing.
The ghost, the Eye of the All-Father. That's what I was looking for. Huh. The storm giant princess Sarisa is in danger in the Maelstrom, and that you need to come here to help her.
Do we have any idea what that storm giant princess looks like?
You don't.
Well, I'm not much for sneaking around, so I don't know how we want to try to go in there.
Let's take a short break while you guys think about it. How you're going to approach the scenario. and we will come right back. Let's come back. Alright, where we're at. Tim and Brice are still swimming around in the whirlpool. Kazan, Corinne, and Halfred are now all back in the lobby room.
Let's check out the other rooms real fast. We can go up. I have to know.
Alright, you guys swimming around?
Oh, we're totally checking out the other rooms.
Okay.
Even a shark gonna not check out the other rooms.
I can't.
Tim, and this is another portcullis, and this one leads to another long passageway that looks more similar to the one that led to the room you came from. Versus,
like, we shouldn't go any further. All right, next turn.
Next. We're swimming over here.
The other, I'll save you time. The other two are the same
Back
way.
to the surface.
Yeah, the other two are also like portcullises and long passageways, and then a bend up to some other rooms.
Okay.
It appears
It's like a fast travel system through the dungeon.
It appears this is some sort of like central access point for those who can breathe underwater. Anyway.
But that whirlpool in the middle, though.
Yep.
It's not worth it.
You can roll a perception check just to check out the actual grade.
Oh, okay.
Look into the abyss.
I mean, it must not be sucking too hard. Because stuff is still swimming around.
Yeah. Oh god, that whiskey went down the wrong way. Tim. Switch to water for a second. That grate is very wide, and you can kind of, for maybe 20 feet, you can see down into it, and to you it just looks like a tunnel into the earth, and it just descends into darkness. The whirlpool of water spinning around. I mean, it's working like a bathtub drain, basically. Like a whirlpool. Yeah. As you get closer, the force seems to be greater, but it seems to be just a very general, not violent sort of suction, bringing water down into this grate.
So, do you think the grate is there to prevent evil from pouring out? Or to prevent our world from pouring in?
One way to find it.
It's unclear.
Does it look immune to blasting hammers?
Can a robot fit through here?
I will say this: roll an investigation check on it to see if you can sort of just piece things together. Like, what are you trying to figure out what this grate's for?
That's not fair.
Switch to logic mode. Nope.
No, I will not. It looks to you like wherever this grate leads, it's just like the fucking center of the earth. It's just a tunnel that just goes down into the darkness. And you have
fast travel of them all.
Mm-hmm.
I want to jump in it so bad.
I mean, this one worked out.
Alright, back to the surface.
As you're swimming away from the grate, Tim, you get the distinct feeling that if you jump in that hole, you are never heard from again.
Why did you say that?
It's just, I mean, you roll a shooting investigation check, but you can still kind of get the impression that this is just a hole to the fucking center of the earth. It's just a hole to nowhere.
Is Brice's shark
That makes it
Tim...
more enticing.
As Brice's shark sees Tim contemplating, like, jumping into this giant whirlpool thing, she's just literally going to pick him up by his head.
No!
And swim him away,
Brice
kicking and screaming.
Swims you away as Tim just stares. He stares at the
could've-
black hole.
I could have made it with all this magical gear now. Maybe.
I can live forever under the ocean.
I'll make my own world.
Millennia later, they find Tim at the bottom of a hole.
He's befriended 2 giant seahorses in all the time. They both hate him.
They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him. They both hate him.
All right, you two swim back up to.
All right. So when we swim back up here, I'm gonna have all that stuff I found on.
You just
Jump up to the surface.
Like he crashed into like a cartoon. He's just wearing all this
just
shit.
wearing all this magic shit. Just hey.
Store. Yeah.
Now, as like we're coming up to the surface, you'll see the shark just like kind of like wink at Tim and be like, "Go with it, go with it." And like I'll just clamp like softly along your middle, and just like kind of like swim up real fast, so that way people think you're being eaten.
Well,
They
I
don't
was
do.
I was thinking you could jump out of the water and slide, and I could like jump off you.
Ta-da!
That works too.
Badass.
That
I'm
works
gonna
too.
say we've been down there. We're quitting the party. We're gonna go get into the
Screw you guys.
weapons business.
we live at the bottom of the ocean now.
It's high time we open a store down here.
See you guys. So yeah, we found a whale. I made a seahorse friend. I also accidentally killed a shark. I killed 2 crabs, and I found some stuff. Oh yeah, and there's a bunch of entrances to other areas of the dungeon, and one entrance to something magical.
Something.
I wasn't allowed to find out what it was.
We should all go down there together.
Yeah.
Let's make a pact.
All right. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. What'd you guys do?
I found a bunch of giants. So
there's like a recital upstairs. It's not very exciting. There's like one of each giant for some reason.
Oh,
I think they're shooting one of those diversity pamphlets for their college.
I see.
But yeah, otherwise I think this is the lobby area, and as far as I can tell, the way you went in the water and then these stairs are the only 2 paths to go on.
So yeah, if we could find, I guess, suits for everyone and go down there, we could pretty much go wherever we wanted to. I think.
Now wait a minute. Were you not crushed by the ocean depths though? Because
I'm saying
one of you,
find suits.
yeah, okay. We could find literal diving suits somewhere. Sadly, we have not found diving suits. There's some kind of like volcano geyser down there.
Kazan, you read my mind. As you are saying that, you all hear a rumbling from that side of the room. And steam and boiling water pour into that room. And for a few moments, that whole area down there is just a cacophony of sound and water just geysering up.
I immediately dive back under the water.
And then it just dies back down again.
What is the point of that thing?
What's the point of a geyser?
the geyser. I don't think they have points. They're just-
What? I mean,
What's the point of Old Faithful?
The
Well,
fact that she's
Hey,
faithful.
Raymond's here.
I mean, they've got like lobby areas around though. Like, that's clearly a, I don't know.
It's a terrible thing to put in your lobby.
Hi Raymond, I'm a shark.
Well, are we gonna take the underwater path, or are we gonna try to go up to the concert? And keep in mind, the underwater path seems crazy dangerous for those of us that are not sharks.
Yeah, I don't intend on going under the water.
Yeah, but I'm big enough you could all ride on top of me.
But the pressure, have we not figured out the pressure part yet?
Yeah, there's the pressure part.
Tim, roll an investigation check, please.
What is he investigating?
The pressure that he felt.
Are you happy?
Tim, like, almost immediately got used to the pressure and stopped noticing when it was happening or how often that damage would apply, so he can't tell you.
Can't tell.
All right, here's the thing. I have creation. Can I like create some sort of submarine or diving suit or something that we can squeeze into and protect us from the pressure?
How about
How about we just pop the fort right above it, get in real quick before it sinks?
Ride the fort
Or
down into the water.
why do we even need to go underwater is the thing. Let's just go upstairs
Yeah, that's the other way.
and just like kill some giants.
Lord, we cannot fight all those giants. We need to do some diplomacy if we're going up there.
Let's attune these things first. Let's long rest.
What's our story? We're traveling vaudevillians.
And then we have to perform.
Create some instruments. I wish I hadn't broken that woman's tambourine now. Although they've already got musicians, so I guess they don't need that.
I don't know. It's not a bad idea though, because apparently they don't seem too impressed with the people performing right now.
It still weirds me out that there's nobody here like guarding or watching this area. Like, I guess. So you said there was a cloud giant there, or no? Was there a cloud giant in the group?
She did see cloud giant in the group, yes.
How the fuck did the cloud giant get there then? We took their shell.
Hey, they could have come down before they had the show.
Yeah.
Come down with someone else.
Could be on official business from the cloud giants. I don't know. We could give it a shot. Just go up there and see what happens.
Oh, do I have to not be a shark anymore?
I mean, if you guys wanna keep exploring under the other ways, we can. But I don't see a way for us to go. I mean, we could just ride on you. I mean, we've got the potion of water breathing. Enough of them to where we could probably make it. We'd be taking damage constantly, so we'd have to basically beeline to one of those other paths and hope it's a good one. Because that would be the only concern. I mean, hell, most of us could probably hold our breath with as fast as a fucking shark can move underwater. We might not even need the water breathing. It'd just be whatever that crushing, how often we take that crushing damage. But we could do it. I mean, we could zip around. We're flying blind. We have no idea which path to go or which way to do, but so we can't exactly dilly around getting into places. But that is one option.
All right, let's go underwater then.
Let's go underwater then.
They do know their way around, like, so in theory you guys could take us right to one of those paths. ASAP.
Yeah.
Was there a saving throw involved in the crushing damage or no?
No.
Okay, so bless or anything like that wouldn't
Just
do
straight
much
up
good.
hugs.
Yeah, maybe 8. I'm trying to think if there's some way to offset.
I can.
Some hit points or something.
Yeah, I can do aid.
Did we have? I forgot about your all the loot you got. Do we have time to check that shit out? Do they all require?
You would either have to roll some Arcana checks, or take a short rest.
I'll try some Arcana checks.
You can try one on each item.
Hey.
Kazan, you immediately recognize. What is it? Where is it? A flame tongue when you see one.
Oh shit.
This is a great sword. That as a bonus action, you can speak the magic's command word, causing the flames to erupt from the blade. These flames shed bright light in a 40-foot radius and dim light an additional 40. While the sword is ablaze, it deals an extra 2d6 fire damage to any target it hits. The flames last until you use a bonus action to speak the command word again, or until you drop or sheathe the sword. It does require attunement.
Man, if I wasn't married to pole arms.
Can any of us use great swords?
I don't know. Can any of you use great swords? I don't.
I can use any weapon with my packed weapon, but
Yeah.
I'm I took the feat for pole arm, so
Yeah.
and I already have 2 magic pole arms.
Throw it in the pile.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you have to roll an 18 or greater to actually identify an item.
Oh, I just keep rolling the Arcana.
Yeah, you can keep trying to identify magic items.
Oh.
That was the. Hold on, let me pull up the actual list. That was the armor. That was the belt. That was
God
the
damn it.
cloak.
God damn it. Those are pretty good rolls too. Anybody else have any good Arcana checks on me?
Wait. I'm going to use guidance. Give you some guidance.
Add a D4 before or after an ability check of its choice. Hey, yeah, let's do that.
Okay. The last one you made, you could.
I mean, do you want me to roll my D4?
Well, no, it doesn't matter. You. Yeah, so it's 20. That's the cloak. Kazan stares at the cloak for a minute, like, I don't know. And then Tim comes and puts his hand on his shoulder. You know what this is.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Pretend like you did it for the other 17 too.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you.
It is a cantrip. You can do
Yeah,
it.
you can do it as much as you want. I was just looking to see if it actually requires like an action or something.
Is that the first time you've used guidance in our campaign?
Yeah, I keep forgetting you can do it after.
Yeah.
Kazan, you stare at the cloak and you're like, oh yeah, this is the cloak made from a displacer beast. So it's This is a cloak of displacement. This also requires attunement. While you wear this cloak, it projects an illusion that makes you appear to be standing in a place near your actual location, causing any creatures to have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. If you take damage, the property ceases to function until the start of your next turn. The property is suppressed while you are incapacitated, restrained, or otherwise unable to move.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Disadvantage to everything that attacks you.
And the armor, which was the other 17 roll, is a suit of adamantine scale mail. This suit of armor does not require attunement. The suit of armor is reinforced with adamantine, one of the hardest substances in existence. While you're wearing it, any critical hit against you becomes a normal hit.
Which one is scale mail?
I don't know. Off the top of my head. Scale mail is AC 14. It does give disadvantage on stealth checks.
That is one worse than my current armor. And then the belt, I just don't know because I was the 11.
Yep.
Do any of you squishy folks want the cloak of disadvantaging?
I already have an adamantine armor.
Oh, you do, don't you?
Can you wear a cloak and armor?
You sure can. Yeah. You'd
Oh,
wear
yeah,
the
got a
cloak.
cloak of protection on.
Yeah, cloak over the armor.
I'll take it.
It will require a short rest to attune to an item, though. So you know what they are, but
it won't. It won't take a short rest to wear it.
no, it won't. You can put it on all day long.
It is fashionable.
What am I attuned to? I don't even know anymore.
I can tell you. Items.
The boots.
Halfred, you were attuned to the boots, and the conch of teleportation. So you have.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
The bows don't need
Oh.
attunement.
The bow is not attunement. No. I think the general rule is I don't know. Sometimes this rule is broken, but the general rule seems to be if the item changes you in some way, if the item allows you to do something or changes the way you function, then it's attunement.
What am I attuned to? I know the stone, but what else?
The Wrath Hood.
Oh, yeah.
And your diadem of control now.
Yeah. I'm gonna get rid of the hood, by the way.
You don't have to. You don't.
I'm gonna try. I have to, I'm good.
Okay. Like that's stupid. I have this fancy crown now. I don't need to wear a hood.
I'll keep the hood for now until I need something else. Makes me more mysterious.
Alright, so you cast Aid. Yeah, so that's 5 hit points.
I mean, I cast that, but I think my healing spells will be better, honestly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So your guys' current plan is to all hang on to Brice the shark and swim somewhere?
Yeah.
Telling you inside her mouth.
Look in that shark's mouth. Especially Brice's the shark's mouth.
And go fast enough that we don't need oxygen.
Yes. Hold your
I'm
breath.
thinking so.
Can we tell how deep it is?
I like this plan.
It's deep enough where we're going to take crushing damage.
Yes.
So for 2 of you, I still have those poison vials.
Now, Tim, you did see that on the other 3 portcullises, you saw the same sort of tunnels that you came down, where they sort of curve upwards and head up. So presumably you're going to be in air-breathing areas directly after this plan.
So the idea is, since you guys know where those are, pick one of those and go immediately there as soon as you get in the water. We have to get past the portcullis somehow, which I guess we could use blasting hammer or something, and then that will lead us up to just another area of the dungeon. The only problem is we don't know where we're gonna end up.
Right.
But
can I take back the fact that I told him about the side passages and just focus on the main central one?
I don't like this
we're at
idea
the shark's
anymore.
mercy at this point. It's wherever the shark leads us. Like, oh god, not the abyss, not the abyss.
There's only one way to go, and that's straight down to hell. All right. So you guys are all going to. You're not going to drink potions. You're just going to try to hold your breath.
Yes.
I mean, okay, like.
Well, we do have a potion of water. I think we have at least a couple potions.
How long does a potion last? The potion may last long enough to actually not matter if you drink it now or later. Water breathing potion. It lasts for 1 hour. So presumably, if you intend to go in and out of water for the next hour, you could go ahead and drink it.
Is that the one that lets you also breathe air, or is that instead of air?
That one is also air.
Okay.
It's Tim's poison. that is
literally
not...
turns your lungs into gills.
Yes.
See, my thought is that I can use my. Well, you know what? Never mind. That probably isn't. Never mind. That wouldn't work. I was thinking about creating like a very long reed that I could like Jungle Book style that I could like breathe water through.
Good idea.
But
this is 40 feet deep.
Yeah, it can only be 5 foot. So,
yeah.
I guess I'm just holding my breath.
All right.
Or no, never mind. That wouldn't work either. I give up.
I get all sorts of
We're like, Corinne, you're just stalling because you don't want to go in the water.
I was against this plan, but I didn't really have a better one in terms of confronting giants. So
Yeah. Also, they came up with a bunch of treasure, so their path is looking pretty great.
All right. You all
Well,
ready?
sharks can swim pretty fast, right?
They can swim
Yes.
pretty fast.
That's
Now,
the idea. Is
when you get
we
to
hang on to the shark and it gets us through.
When you get to the portcullises, whichever one you guys decide to go to, you did see that a medium-sized creature can squeeze through the bars pretty easily. The shark can't.
Oh, that's true.
You have to make an acrobatics check, and it's a pretty easy check to get through. You can kind of just squeeze yourself through. None of you have actually tried to lift the thing yet. You might be able to, but you don't know.
We can try that. All right, to the shark. Just because I want to ride the shark.
All right, each of you grab a fin or a tail.
This is such a bad idea.
Chris is
Quite
So
possibly.
bad.
she is just grousing the entire time as she gets in the
They're
water.
upstairs having like hors d'oeuvres and drinks and like concert music.
She's like,
let's
I
ride
saw-
the shark down into the hell water.
I saw a party upstairs, guys.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
There's games of chance and revelry and all the things. Live music.
Okay. Let me pull that back up again. You all hang on, grab onto the shark, and whenever you like tap its side, like you're ready to go. Brice, you immediately begin diving under the water.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately, all of you who are not Tim or Brice's feel the crushing pressure of the water begin to just...
This is horrible. I feel so
I'll go in order. Kazan, you take 9 damage. Halfred, you take 7. And Corinne, you take 5.
How far do we make it?
Okay, let me group you guys all up.
Now gets the real test. How much damage are we gonna take?
As you all dive under the water, also, you all take 1 big deep breath in to hold your breath while this goes on. 3 of you, please roll concentration checks for me, please.
What?
Oh, to see if you continue to hold your breath.
Just to see how long you can hold your breath. Concentration checks.
What is a concentration check?
Just concentration. Constitution. What did I... Concentration.
Constitution.
I was like looking for
Check or a saving throw?
Check. Current.
Damn it.
a const.
It's okay. I can keep on.
Oh,
Oh my god.
God.
Corinne, you are unprepared as the shark begins to dive. You don't even get a breath in.
No, no. She was the one that didn't want to do this.
She was still lecturing us.
This is a better.
Go.
Oh no.
Hold on.
I can just feel her like really beating on my side, like go faster, go faster, go faster.
Hold on just a second. Let me look this up.
It's drowning rule. This is a great idea.
All right. You all swim out the portcullis, and you all see what the other two saw a second ago. You see the huge whirlpool area in the center.
Giant whale token looks hilarious.
Brice, you're in charge here. Which direction are you headed?
Oh, geez, y'all put the crazy one in charge.
Wait, I can speak with my mind. Like, just pick up his place.
Okay. So,
Literally dying as we speak.
Yeah, Corinne is not well.
all right, so I'll just go. So
Shark takes off.
it's the closest one is right
South.
here.
All right. Hold on. You get about this far.
Take us with you.
And you've been able to swim straight down about 40 feet and out about, I don't know how, there's 100 feet, 120 feet, in about a minute.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. You can do 50 feet in 6 seconds.
I guess that's true.
According to their rules.
Well, okay, yeah, sure. 50
Or whatever
feet.
long round is.
So that would be, you've done this, so maybe it's been 20, 30 seconds since you've come down here.
Okay.
So you guys don't feel the ache of the pressure hit you again quite yet. However, Corinne, you're fucking out of breath.
Great.
Please make a Constitution saving throw for me. All right.
That's good.
You are out of breath, but you are in that sort of just, you're holding it. You're holding it together.
Don't panic.
This is awesome. Great. Okay.
All right. Brice, you make it down to these southernmost portcullis.
Yeah, I snap at the turtles as
All right, the turtles, quickly get out of the way.
Real cool, you guys.
Tim's like giving you all a thumbs up, and you're all just fucking terrified. Corinne's back there just turning a deeper shade of blue. All right, you guys, the shark swims up to the southernmost portcullis, and you all are faced with another set of iron bars that you can attempt to swim through. But the shark can go no further.
Alright, I want to look at Tim and let's get off the shark and see if we can actually just move the portcullis first. Like, lift it up. Does it move at all?
Hold on just a second, I'll look that up. Yeah, you two, you get up there. There we go. And you get up there to sort of, you can grab the bottom of this portcullis. You can see it. However, it is really fucking heavy. You suspect you can lift it, but the amount of strength it will require to lift it will be quite great.
So
Could the shark assist us?
Yeah, can I get like my head up in there to help lift it?
So we get it like just up enough. The shark goes crew.
Perhaps if you all get it high enough to where the shark can swim in and push it up, you might be able to do that.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the shark through it at this point, so.
All right, Tim and Kazan, will you roll strength checks or athletics or athletics checks for me, please?
Fuck.
It does not budge even a tiny bit for either one of you. And will both of you roll Constitution saving throws for me, please? Or you don't have to, Tim. You don't breathe. I keep forgetting that. Kazan, you feel that the exertion of trying to lift this up is using up the big breath of air that you just took, but you're fine for now.
Blasting hammer.
You want to do that?
that's fine.
The other option is you de-shark, and we kind of commit to this path.
Corinne
Without-
wouldn't make it to the surface alive if I de-shark. Period.
Well, we're not gonna make it much sitting around here either. All right, dude. Yeah, I guess we can blasting hammer it.
Okay,
Out of the
that
way.
will require you all to back up while Tim does this.
Yep.
As you back up, you all feel the pressure of the water hitting you again. Kazan, you take 6 damage. Halfred, you take 2 damage. Corinne, you take 8 damage. Corinne, please roll another Constitution saving throw for me.
I've used so many gems.
Yeah. Can't
500,
use a bunch this session.
500 gold worth of gems.
Wow.
Corinne.
I have a +5 Constitution.
Yeah, Corinne, you are still just fucking toughing it out, but you're beginning to panic in the sense that you suspect that if you you're getting very close to the point where you're about to breathe in a big lung full of water.
Oh my god, this is horrible. I am so uncomfortable.
Okay, the four of you are backed off, and Tim, you do your blasting hammer as they're all trying to hold their breath behind you. The coral goes flying. The gate begins very slowly listing forward. And
I'm good with it. I immediately go forward.
Okay. And Brice is the
As I
shark.
go forward, I grab Tim by the head.
Okay. Brice, you go full steam ahead. And as you're heading down this tunnel, it's it's about 30 feet wide, 30 feet high. As you swim full speed down it, you see another aquatic creature at the end of this tunnel that turns to look at you.
Uh-oh.
And you see a killer whale at the end of the tunnel.
And it is. I'm not afraid.
And it begins slowly swimming your direction.
What's up, dude?
Bare your teeth.
No, we'll be strangers in the night here. We're just gonna pass by and head for the surface.
Okay, so Brice, you're gonna attempt to just swim past it,
Yep.
head to the
But
surface?
it doesn't look like it's being like too aggressive towards me.
Okay. Brice, just roll an animal handling check for me, please.
I'm a shark.
You are a shark who is attempting to look non-threatening to a killer whale.
Okay, so do I have to open my own sheet to roll the animal handling thing?
Oh.
Is that how this works?
No, roll the shark's wisdom. It's a wisdom check.
Oh, Jesus.
That's not
Sure it's
good.
not strength? Can I just, like, nudge it?
You could intimidate it. That would probably be a better roll.
As long as it's strength, yeah, it would be a great roll.
Oh, that's true. Your charisma is gonna be crap either way.
Oh, yeah. My charisma is a -3 as a shark.
Just roll a wisdom check then, if you're just trying to...
I'm just going to hit the wisdom button. I don't know what it does.
Alright.
Oh, great.
You coming at this killer whale looks to the killer whale very threatening. And it
Okay.
opens its maw and begins charging you.
Can I see the surface from where I am?
You're about 40 feet down, and,
Okay.
and initiative is starting.
Okay, because I wanted to do one thing before we did that. Basically, I figured Corinne was like closest to the tail, so I was gonna tail whip her up.
You can do that on your turn now. Now
Oh,
we're
on your
in,
turn, just fucking fly to the surface because
We are
you can make it that far.
in
Yeah.
turn-based mode now.
Oh shit! How do I hit initiative on this thing? Let's see. There it is.
Oh,
Tied with the
no.
freaking killer whale.
Oh no, we did not want you to have the low initiative.
All right. Tim, it is your turn. Since you don't have to breathe and you're not taking damage, you don't have to do anything. You can just do whatever you want to do on your turn.
I'm going to launch myself off the shark and do like a spinning motion towards the whale.
All right.
Fist first.
This first. All right. Go ahead.
Tim,
in the water, this is all difficult terrain, so you can move maybe 15 feet. So you could make it to the killer whale in front of you. Just swimming towards him.
Okay.
All right, you throw out your healing leeches as you launch yourself forward towards the killer whale, and you hit him for 12 damage. Halfred, it is your turn. Please roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
We didn't take a short rest recently, did we?
No, you did not.
Okay.
Okay, you're all right. You're still holding your breath.
In this world, can I shoot an arrow through water?
No. Well, I think you can, but it's like real disadvantage. Let me look that up. I believe there
Real disadvantage.
I believe there are rules for that.
How far from the surface am I?
40 feet.
40 feet, I think we said.
Yep. And it's difficult terrain, so you can move half your regular move speed.
Not for
Underwater
half
combat.
lane.
A ranged weapon attack automatically misses a target beyond the weapon's normal range. Even against a target within normal range, the attack roll has disadvantage unless the weapon is a crossbow, a net, or a weapon that is thrown, like a javelin.
I have disadvantage.
Yeah, so it's just disadvantage.
But on my first turn on a creature that has not acted yet, I have advantage.
So that would make it normal.
Huh. Will I take the risk? Okay. I'll just try it. I will notch a special arrow. Sweet.
All right. That
The
is
arrow I chose.
13. Bolas. All right. Your arrow wraps around the shark.
The whale, you mean?
Yeah, the whale.
Yeah, not me.
Not you. Your arrow hits, and as it hits, these magical bolas come shooting out of the side of the arrow and just wrap around the fins of this killer whale. And it begins to sort of slowly sink.
Let's just notch another special arrow. And this time it's disadvantage. Shoot, do I really want to do this? Nope. I'm gonna go up towards the surface.
Alright, you're able to make it 15 feet up. So you
Now,
are...
I am a natural explorer. I ignore difficult terrain.
Alright, you're able to move your full 30 feet. You are 10
Well,
feet...
25.
25. You are 15 feet from the surface of the water.
Oh wait, that's my movement. That's not an extra attack.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just regular.
I would then. Oh, I can't use my extra attack as a movement as a dash.
Right, no, you can't.
All right, I'll just let me just knock another special arrow. Let's just try my luck here.
Okay.
Whoa!
Wow. Alright.
30 on disadvantage. 2 19s. Wow.
That's nuts.
Jeez.
I'm just gonna blind it too.
Alright, the whale must roll a DC 14 con save, which it critically... The whale is currently thrashing at the bola binds that are around it, and your flash sort of goes off on the side as it's thrashing, and it doesn't even see the flash. But you still hit it.
Damage.
Still take 7 damage. Alright, Kazan. Kazan, will you roll a Constitution saving throw for me? Alright.
Yes, boss.
You are holding your breath. The panic is taking you.
Can I use my action to grab Corinne and dash up toward the surface?
You can use your action to grab her, and then you can... Yeah, you can.
So if I dash, I can make it 30 feet?
That's correct.
Alright, let's do that. That way on her turn she can swim the rest. Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Both you and Corinne ascend 30 feet, and you are 10 feet from the surface. You can see the rippling of the water above you.
Can I kind of like hurl her up there at all?
No,
like
your action was grabbing her and dashing. That would be another action entirely.
Okay.
Corinne, roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please. All right,
Nice.
Corinne, you are holding it together. Your turn.
Okay.
He's
So
10 feet from the surface, right?
Yeah, you are currently
Yeah,
10
yeah,
feet
yeah.
below the surface.
so I'm like 30 feet away from everyone else now, right? Like Kazan's up here
Kazan's
with
right
me.
next to you. Halford is actually slightly above you. No, he's slightly below you. Tim's down below you. Brice's is down below you. Brice is the shark.
And they're still fighting this
Yes.
like whale thing.
We invaded its home.
Because I'm just trying to see like if I can. Let's see.
The whale is currently bound up in bola strings.
Okay, I'll just swim up to the surface.
All right, you swim up to the surface. It only takes 10 feet of your movement, which is 20 with the difficult terrain. You crest the waves. You take a deep breath of air in. Fairly certain that you were very close to death this entire time. All right, that was your movement. You want to take any actions?
I don't think so. So where are we now exactly? Like in.
You can look around.
Let's see.
You look around. Let's see. This looks like a room that is built around this 50-foot wide pool that this killer shark was swimming in. It looks to be like a room for the shark.
Whale.
Whale.
Yeah, keep going. This is my Brice's Corinne whale shark situation. You do see in the southeast corner what looks to be a large anemone. But the anemone looks to be some sort of storage device. It's sort of giant-sized, and it looks like its positioning and just the way it's set up looks like people put things into it. You also see a set of stairs far to your east that descend down into more water.
Okay. I guess I'll just move like southeast 10 feet, but I don't think I'm gonna take any actions.
Okay. Brice is the shark. Roll a d4 for him, please. All right. The killer whale goes first, and it just spends its action just sinking into the water with this bola tied around it. It will at the end of its. Where is the bola? Oh, at the beginning. Okay, never mind. At the beginning of its turn, it breaks out of its bola net and begins immediately swimming to the north. Tim, you can take an attack of opportunity. You do hit it for 10 damage. The thing looks pretty damaged now, but
I'll heal Corinne for 5.
she is out of range. She is like 40 feet above you currently.
Alright, whatever.
I think you got a 20-foot
Good
range.
try.
Tim has movement speed still.
I mean, yeah, you could. Well, it's when
No, 'cause it's not his turn.
It's
Okay,
a reaction.
I'm not that hurt.
The whale is going to swim wide of you, Brice's, and it's just going to swim out of the hole that Tim just blasted. It looks more, Corinne, with Brice with your shark eyes, it looks more scared of you than anything. And it swims past you and out into the open whirlpool area. Brice, this is your turn.
I'll pick up Tim and we'll swim to the surface. Picking, like, kind of going up and picking up Halfred and Kazan as I go.
Okay.
Having them, like, fall on my back.
Sure. Yeah, you... I will end combat, because that killer whale is gone now. It's just swam out into the ocean, into the whirlpool area. And you are able to bring Tim and Kazan and Halford up, and you all crest the air. Kazan and Halford, you take a deep breath. And you are now all in this room.
So we got door to the north, stairs to the right, and stairs to the south.
Yes, you have. Yeah, exactly. You see one of the stone barnacle covered doors to the north. Stairs to the east lead down about 15 feet into more water. And then directly to your south, you see another spiral staircase that goes both up and down.
This dungeon is huge.
I'm sorry, it just goes up, not down. It just goes up.
So I enjoy my last few minutes of being a shark. I'm going to splash around until I get to the edge of the pool, that I'll kind of like flop myself up and turn myself back into me.
Okay. The giant shark flops up on the...
Oh shit, there's somebody down here.
Yeah, hold on, I'm bringing regular Brice's back. All right. Brice is... It looks a little awkward as you flop up onto shore as a shark, but then you polymorph yourself back into your regular form. Kazan... You look into what looks to be a fairly shallow, at least for what you've seen so far, pool of water. A staircase topped by a raised portcullis. So there's another portcullis here at the top of these stairs, but it is currently in the raised position. It descends into a submerged chamber filled with kelp. You can see what looks to you to be a storm giant. Its limbs are wrapped in kelp, and it appears to be either unconscious or sleeping in this water.
Huh. Is this like their medical bay or something?
You can roll a history check to see if you can see what you know about storm giants and what this might be. You don't know.
But he's unconscious right now?
Or sleeping. His eyes are closed and he's not moving in the water.
Okay. I relay that information mentally to everyone that there's a sleeping or unconscious storm giant in here. We should probably steer clear of this area.
Can I then do my history check to
You
see?
sure can.
I know only slightly more than Kazan.
Yeah, you only know...
Oh, hold on. Oh, no, a 1.
That was a 1. Halford stares into the room. What is that? Is that water?
Oh my lord.
Corinne,
We're out offling each other on this.
Corinne passes out. My
Come,
brain!
Tim, show us your history.
My brain is hypoxic.
You suffer a little brain damage
Yeah.
on that trip.
Yeah. Still a
File
little
not-
confused from the water.
Oh my gosh.
She was
Just
never the
don't make
same.
us do intelligence
I
checks,
mean,
please.
Brice's, here's what you know. You know, generally, from that storm giants like water a lot. Like they sort of live in water as much as they do in the open air. That's what you know.
Okay.
So this is either a bedroom some kind of sleeping thing. I don't know. I rolled a 4. I don't know.
You don't know.
Let's get our Perceptor to perceive the door and the stairs.
Perceptor, perceive.
Perceptor!
And you guys can check out the stairs and the doorway to the north. The door to the north, you don't actively hear anything on the other side of the door. You can roll a perception check to see if you are actively hearing anything on the other side of that northern door. But you don't passively hear anything. Kazan, you put your ear to the door and you don't hear anything on the other side.
I guess I'll check the stairs then.
You can roll a perception check there too. You hear nothing coming from these stairs, and you kind of glance up the spiral staircase, and it looks dark a long way up. Like this staircase goes up a lot farther than the last staircase that you saw.
All right. Well, both these paths seem a lot more clear. Which way do you want to go? Door or stairs?
What you all do notice is the anemone that Corinne first noticed when she came down. This thing right here. It looks to you, it looks like an anemone, but it also looks to you like it's some sort of storage container.
Like a trash can?
Perhaps. You're unsure what they might store in it.
What would one store in an anemone?
You can...
I don't really want to get near that thing.
You can roll a nature check just to look at it and see if you can parse that out.
Does anybody have any kind of nature check?
I have a +3.
That's amazing. Go for it. Nice.
You suspect that with a little bit of effort, you might be able to get in there. But you do note, Brice, that this is probably an anemone of the poisonous variety. So trying to get whatever's inside would require a bit of a tender touch.
Can I use my mage hand?
You can attempt that.
Yeah. Mage hand for the win.
Well, I take that back. Brice, you look at the anemone, and the top part of it is currently... The analogy that came into my head was pretty gross. It's closed like a sphincter. And you suspect that you could get it to open, but that it would require like touching it in the right places to get it to open up. And once it is open, then you think you could get the mage hand to reach in and grab whatever's inside.
Is it like a skill check then, or what is?
It is a nature skill check, yes.
Okay.
To get the
I'll give it a try with my mage hand. What's worse gonna happen?
Go for it.
Yeah!
Your mage hand is out there and it brushes the top of the anemone very gently. And the anemone, the top of it just sort of opens, once again, a little bit like a sphincter. And its orifice is open and your mage hand can grab whatever's inside.
Yoink!
You come out with... What room are you in? A small black sack that looks like it's made from the internal organs of some other kind of sea creature. You open it up, and it is a sack full of dead fish. You presume it is the feeding receptacle for the killer whale that resided in this room.
I'd like to strategically place the sack of dead fish, because I'm sure it stinks to high heaven, very close to a rock by the pool where the giant is sleeping, so that way when he wakes up,
There's dead fish everywhere.
he smells nothing but dead fish.
All right, great. You can spread dead fish all over the place.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, let's go, guys.
All right, yeah. That's all it is in this room.
Try the darkened staircase.
Sure. You guys begin to go up the darkened staircase. I'm going to condense you all for fast travel. All right. You all begin to ascend this staircase. And you make it to Corinne. You think this is about the height where the second story of this place was. I will drag you all down. And you see that the staircase doesn't stop here. It just keeps going up. But you do see, straight to your north as you ascend, Tim, you spot this before anybody else with your passive perception. You spot a small indented button in the coral. Right along this stairway as you all are ascending. You can either continue to go up or you can press the button.
I guess I have to press the button.
Yeah. We're not in the business of passing buttons.
Tim, you press that button.
The stairs become a slide, and we all go
Several
right back
things
down.
happen.
And a section of the coral slides in on itself. And you see what looks to be a secret door that leads to another room. The other side of a secret door, in fact, as you are on the staircase side of it. And you can go through that secret door, or you can continue on upwards.
The secret door. More trash can anemones.
Yeah. All right.
Time to pull out my mage hand sphincter probe.
Where's level 2? There we go. You all, this looks to you to be some kind of meeting room. There are benches along the side. There is a shell in the middle that looks like it was used as some sort of table. And there are nautical charts and maps strewn across this shell table. Lining the walls are 2 giant-sized wooden bookshelves covered with nautical charts plundered from sunken ships. They're all normal sized. You also see 2 more anemone chests to the top left of the room. And that is what you see in this room. Oh, were you rolling the nature check again, Brice's?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 18, you are able to open that one up. You touch it ever so gently. And you pull out
More dead fish.
A small sack that contains 1,100 platinum pieces.
Oh,
What?
Jesus!
It is, as you pull the sack out of the anemone, it flops over. It is a giant size, like, once again, it's a sack made from the organs of some sort of undersea creature. And just platinum pieces come spilling out of this sack.
1,100 platinum?
Yes, that is correct.
How much gold is that?
I don't know, like, add another 0, and it's that much gold.
We're done with this campaign. We're fucking millionaires. Just go home. We'll buy our own happiness. That's insane.
Corinne, bring your bag of holding.
I've never even thought about that much money before.
I'm just gonna start dumping it all into the bag of holding.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Right, 1 platinum piece is 10 gold piece.
Yep. So you add another 0. That's how much gold it was. was there.
11,000 gold.
Oh my god.
Can I try one? Or is there anything else in that one?
You're
That
checking all those anemones now.
that's all in that one. You can do the other one.
Try. Not as good.
It ranges from dead fish to millionaire loot pile.
Mage hand slips on that one.
Hold on a second.
I am looking for the nearest pamphlet on islands to retire in.
Here, there's a wonderful one called Cholt.
Yes. Excellent segue.
Yeah, you attempt to what do you call it? Finger it open or whatever.
You just can't get away from those analogies.
No, this whole thing looks yeah. You see,
I'd like to try one more time.
you see the tendrils of this thing sort of like descend on your mage hand. Like the tendrils of this anemone are trying
Like a Venus
to
flytrap?
yeah, like they're trying to sting your mage hand, but there's nothing there for them to sting.
Yeah. I'd like to try one more time.
Okay.
Or not.
Nope.
The mage hand at this point is just really pissed, so it's just like poking the little.
Yeah, you're just poking it.
Let me in!
Oh my gosh.
Kazin's already ruined it because he's just like, you're triggering all of these. Ha! I'm in!
All right.
I'm nothing if not stubborn enough to continue to just sit there and keep rubbing on the sea and
Give me your treasures.
I know you're holding something good.
You find the exact same thing in that chest.
Oh my god! What the hell? What the hell? We are rich beyond our wildest dreams!
Grin, bring the bag! Bring the bag!
Yeah, you find 1,100 platinum pieces in that chest as well. In a large sack that just tumbles out of the anemone chest as you pull the bag away.
This is like Count of Monte Cristo style. We just like found this treasure and now we can just be fucking nobles.
Fuck you, world. We're rich.
Now we just need to find someone to take our revenge on.
So what's this little glowy orb thing?
That is another one of those bioluminescent orbs that seems to be lighting the room. It is once again filled with tiny fish that are lit up.
Alright, well, I did my part.
Tim, as Brice is pulling more money than you can count out of anemone chests,
Cackling gleefully.
you think you hear voices coming from the north somewhere, but you can't place them, or you can't distinguish them. You can't hear what words are being spoken or what gender or anything. You just hear the faint sound of voices coming from the north somewhere.
hear the voices of some poor people.
Oh, okay.
Which you guys should divide this money up before you get any farther, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
What is 2,200 platinum divided?
440.
What is it?
440 each.
440 platinum.
Okay. Oh my god.
Puts me at 459 platinum.
So what do you guys think about the capital gains tax now?
All of a sudden, Tim grows a mustache with a top hat, an iPad, a little iPad.
He opens his chest and a monocle and a top hat just come out. Finally!
I get a solid gold Russian winter hat.
I've been waiting to wear this. Yeah, can I listen for the sounds of voices?
You can roll a perception check, sure.
Let's do that.
How did you already have 60 platinum pieces?
Yeah, I did. I had some money.
Kazan, the voices are far enough away that you can't tell what's being said, but you hear 3 distinct voices coming from somewhere to the north, around this corner, around the corner to your east. The 3 voices seem to be in conversation.
Can I hear what they're saying at all?
Not yet. You cannot. You're too far away.
Man.
There are giant-sized staircases that lead downward here.
Can I get to hear and listen?
Sure can.
Like just around the corner?
You can probably peek around that corner, too, if you wanted to. Roll a stealth check for me, please.
I don't want to do that.
All right, well then back up. Unless you're just clomping down the stairs.
Yeah.
Try a perception check from right there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You still can't quite hear what they're saying, but you do hear 3 distinct voices. Two of them sound female, and one of them sounds like an older male voice. And they definitely sound, they have that booming sort of bass quality that you ascribe to giants. So you suspect there are 3 giants talking to the north of you. 2 females and a male.
Brice, there's more sea anemone, sea chesty things down here.
You look south and you see a room that is littered with stuff. There are barrels and crates and bits of gold and items strewn across the ground in this room to your south, Kazan. You see what looks to be a ton of rusty anchors dangling from iron chains bolted to the 50-foot high ceiling of this room. Each one of these anchors is a full 10-foot square. And it looks just like decorations, just a bunch of anchors hanging from the ceiling.
Wow. That's just in that south room?
Yeah, that is what you see in that south room.
And this is all just kind of like hallways right here? Where I'm at?
Yes. You can look to your east and you see what looks like some sort of rougher looking room. It's a little bit darker than the areas you're in or have been. It looks like a cave room of some sort. And that's the room over here that you're looking at.
Do we want to wait out this giant conversation? Because I feel like we need to loot that south room. Or somebody with stealth try to get closer. My stealth is abysmal.
Let's... Alright, Alfred. Roll a stealth check. All right, you are able to very quietly.
Oops.
Yeah, go back to the corner. You're able to peek around the corner, and you see three. You see three thrones. You see the back of them. And beyond those thrones is what looks to be some sort of amphitheater room.
Nice, we made it behind everybody.
You see... This looks to you to be a throne room. It resembles an amphitheater. There are stone bleachers that overlook an oblong chamber with a 50-foot deep pool of seawater near its center. In the middle of the bleachers is an archway with 2 doors in it. You see the pool of seawater. Facing the pool and the doors, and facing away from you, are 3 enormous thrones. The middle one is carved from a solid chunk of obsidian and has 4 dragon skulls affixed to its base, 1 on each corner. And it floats 1 foot above the floor. Sitting in that throne is what looks to you to be a young woman with long flowing blue hair. On either side of that throne are 2 other also obsidian thrones, but not with dragon skulls and not floating. And you see 2 other storm giants sitting in those thrones. One, a large bearded storm giant, and another storm giant woman with long blue hair sitting in the leftmost throne. And they are currently in whispered conversation.
One of those has got to be the princess, then.
Somebody sitting in the throne, so presumably. With that,
We found her. I can't believe we
I
found her.
think we will call it for the evening.
Wow.
You motherfuckers.
We ended up behind the throne room.
I don't even know what to do now. You guys just fucking skip my dungeons.
Oops. Well, we still have to get out. That's the problem.
Let's do experience. You guys didn't kill anything, I don't think.
Tim killed those crabs.
You did kill 2 crabs, yes. Let's do the crabs.
We scared off a whale.
And you
shark.
did scare off a whale, yeah. The crabs... Which this is where...
Tim killed a shark, too.
If we weren't doing the, like, party-wide XP, I know that the Adventurers League or whatever the, like, official one gives different experience to different characters.
Yeah.
Technically, Tim should have all this experience, but...
Yep.
But you guys are dividing it. You guys killed 2 hulking crabs worth 1,800 experience apiece.
Oh.
Which, that fucking hammer was a mistake.
Hey, being a late stage DM is always about being filled with regrets.
And technically you killed 1 reef shark, which I don't know what a reef shark's worth. Let's say 100 experience. They're harmless animals.
Murdered harmless.
So that's 3,700 divided by 5 is 740 apiece.
A pittance.
Plus our current total of 75. 436 is 76,176.
It's so much money. Oh my gosh. I'm still astounded.
I mean, you guys got behind the throne room. So whatever you do now, you can expect it to be ridiculous. All right.
The best part is I chose this path at random.
At random.
Yep. And then Tim found the button. Yep, that was insane. We just randomly went up the stairs.
Okay. Thank you.
This is gonna be a fun post-show discussion.
Yeah. Eric, Heather, Reese, Rochelle, and Raymond. I'm Chris. We are doing D&D 5th Edition Storm King's Thunder every week. We will see you next time.
What's that? A big dungeon, you say?
I'd like to go straight to the end. Hey, Chris,
What is the fastest way to the end? It's this way.
Clearly taking a giant shark through the fast travel system.